Hello, my kittens. It is me, ASMR, Mystical Cats, or Laura. So it has been a long time since I have done a video. A lot was going on with me, and is the reason why. As you know from my other videos, if you've watched them, I have a lot of chronic health issues. I ended up getting some x-rays on my neck, which led to MRI, and eventually led to me getting a cervical fusion. And this is my scar. That I had that in February. I was having a lot of issues with my hands, my arms, my head. I had lots of headaches, and I had a compressed spinal cord and was starting to lose the abilities in my hands. So the surgery was successful. I have a little bit of fallout from that surgery because of the positioning. So I might need more surgery in the future, but not on my neck. It's other things. But then once I started to recover from my cervical fusion, they open you here, they push everything, your trachea, your windpipe in, so it affects your voice and all of that. And I lost my voice. I had a terrible, terrible sore throat. Went in, they diagnosed me with laryngitis, pharyngitis, and tonsillitis. Did not get better. And I ended up 3 months after my cervical fusion needing to get a tonsillectomy, which was good because it had some sort of a rare bacteria that, wasn't your everyday normal bacteria. So I had to get the tonsils removed. And I don't really, I don't know how much people want to hear about this stuff on ASMR, but that's what's been going on with me. I hope I didn't lose what little bit of audience that I had gained. I hope I didn't lose anybody, but if I did, well, I'll just have to get some more. And yes, the majority of the time when I do my videos for you, I will be in loungewear or something of that effect. When I'm at home, I want to be comfortable, and I want you to be comfortable. So, we could just sit and chat. And it's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to those that celebrate it. And I don't know if you can hear some of the fireworks that's going off. Where I live at, the kind of home association, we're not supposed to have fireworks here, but some people are breaking the rules. And one of the things that I rediscovered years ago, I think it was around 17, I was taught how to crochet, and life and circumstances and all of that got in the way. About maybe 6 years ago, I tried to pick it up again, and it didn't click, unfortunately. But after right before my tonsillectomy, I saw a book about knitting, and I bought it. I tried knitting, but because of some of the fallout from the cervical fusion, it was very uncomfortable for me on my right shoulder. So I decided I would try to crochet, and crochet has become my jam. I just love it. I am not that great because I just started a couple months ago. So my cervical fusion was February, and I had my tonsillectomy in May. So I'm going to say middle of April, I started crocheting. And that is one of the things that I want to do for you. I don't know. I might have to redo this video. I don't know how this light is going to look while I'm filming. And because of my setup, I won't be able to have it where it's facing down. My tripod doesn't do that yet. So, right now, this is how I'm holding my thread, but it could change. And what I am doing is called a chain to chain. And I thought, because I'm using a hook that has some acrylic, so it's kind of squeaky, and I'm curious as to whether or not it will show up. This also, can you see this? It lights up. Isn't that cool? And I have been in the dark, and I can crochet in the dark with this. I won't have it on during the thing. That's high and low and off. So we shall see if this is a good experiment or not. Now, I certainly am not proficient enough to teach anybody, really. But I thought you might like the sounds and the motions and things like that. Well, I would like to know what is going on with all of you. For the most part, I feel better. I still have other issues. But my neck, that was a very successful, even though I have some fallout, that surgery was very successful. The tonsillectomy, well, yes, my tonsils are gone, so that part's successful. I still have some, I guess, fallout from that too. Not my favorite thing to have. Seems that I usually have something that crops up after having a surgery. Sort of the way it goes for me. I'm going to be getting some more yarn here pretty soon. One is a green with some metallic, and I'm wanting to make a shawl with that. That is actually what I'm making with this. It's a chain to chain shawl in a triangle. Because I like shawls and ponchos. I'm also making a throw for my mother and one for my son. I've already made one for my daughter, but it wasn't really what she wanted. So I have started on a really cool granny square, sunflowers, that I will be making for her. I'll be showing that to you guys if this proves to be successful. Oh, you hear that squeaking? My stitches are being too tight. Let's start this one over. And this I did not wrap the skein with the center pole because I'm not a fan of center poles, because the majority of the time they collapse and then it turns into this big puddle of a mess that I end up having to untangle anyway. But the ball, it's got its setbacks too, because you got to make sure you pull up enough so that you don't have your tension getting too tight. And I have several different ways that I hold the yarn. This is actually a fairly new method, and sometimes I'm not very consistent with my tension, but with this shawl I'm not as concerned about that. With the sunflower granny square throw that I'll be making for my daughter, yeah, I definitely have to go back to the way that I was doing before I tried this method. What are your plans for the 4th of July? I am staying home and crocheting with my cats and talking to you all. And that's not so bad. Even though I live in a small town, not much for going out. I'm a bit of an introvert. So while this really isn't ASMR, maybe it is. I don't know. I really enjoy the reading because then I know what to say, because I'm reading a book. With this, I'm not sure what to say sometimes, so I'm pretty much just rambling at this moment. Thought people would find the motions from the crocheting be soothing. Maybe the squeaks will be, if they're audible, will be a plus. not yet. I won't be able to make regular videos. Be going on a bit of a vacation up to Canada, and I will not be in a position where I'll be able to make videos. I'm really looking forward to it. Going with my mother and her partner Peggy, and I am an ordained minister. Not that I do much with it, but I am. And I married my mother and her spouse Peggy. They've been together 30 years. They've been married 4 years. And so I'm really looking forward to this trip. We're going to go see some relatives. Beautiful British Columbia, which I love British Columbia. I have not been to other parts of Canada, but I love the Pacific Northwest, so British Columbia just it's just so beautiful and peaceful. I'd move there if I could, but circumstances the way that they are, that's not going to happen. Not anytime soon, anyway. But maybe it's the grass is greener type thing, because I don't know what it's like to live in Canada. But I wouldn't mind trying to figure it out. Now I'm on my next row. For those of you that don't know, and I did not do, other than I'm doing the chain to chain with the white and the gray, which it's more of like a brownish gray. I did not plan out when I was going to do the gray and the white, so it's not symmetrical. And I don't care. I don't like everything to be all matchy-matchy. Sometimes, but not all the time. And I didn't want this to be matchy-matchy, which for some people, that might drive them crazy. They have to have things that match up and it's all in order. But I'm a pretty easygoing person most of the time, so those sorts of things, depending on the situation, don't really bother me. So, let's see. Been talking to you almost 20 minutes. Well, kittens, it's time to say goodnight.